Welcome back to the Seattle Seahawks franchise. We're coming off a tough loss to the Niners, who proved to be every bit the challenge we expected. Our ground game struggled against their dominant front seven, forcing us into a pass-heavy attack. While Geno Smith posted his biggest numbers of the season, much of those stats were padded by the few big plays to DK Metcalf. The real issue has been the turnovers. Interceptions have been costly all season long. And that is why today's game is truly a make or break for this team as we near the trade deadline. If we come away with the win, I would consider a conservative route with some minor changes. But if we lose, it could trigger a major shakeup to get young guys more reps to develop and start building for the future. Our defense had a rough outing against the 49ers, giving up 40 points. And while the Falcons may have a poor record, we can't underestimate their talent. Bijan Robinson, fresh off a 144-yard and 2-touchdown performance. He will be a problem amongst many of these playmakers, and this is arguably the toughest stretch of our schedule, and it's only just begun. Maybe losing Jake Matthews will be in our favor to add more pressure on Kirk Cousins. And being at 2-4, this is the moment where all of these guys on the roster need to prove that they are gonna be a part of our long-term plan. So let's see if our Seahawks can rise to the challenge. Our only wins this year have been on the road, so we'll see if we can come out of Atlanta with a win. As Myers sends this deep for the Falcons to return, and we're underway. Ray McCloud, the former Niner, with the return, and it's a decent starting position for Captain Kirk on his third team hoping to finally make a Super Bowl run. This is one of the most talented offenses on the rise, with multiple weapons to distribute the ball to. It's no brainer for him to decide to sign with Atlanta, as Cousins' first pass is hauled in by Kyle Pitts, who's looking to finally break out and be a more consistent target in this offense. Now a check down, and Bijan will secure it and fall forward to get just enough to move the chains. He's a rising second-year running back, and I imagine he could be one of the best, if not the best, back in the league soon. But this time he gets stood up in the backfield by his former Texas teammate Byron Murphy, and this call will be against Atlanta. They'll go with a spread look on third down. Cousins zips it to the left side, but Pritchett couldn't hold on. Good opening drive for our defense, who needs this after giving up 40 last game, as this is booted for Nehemiah Pritchett, who only gets us a short gain. The offense has been so much better as of late, but it's the holding calls and interceptions that's killing our drives, so we'll need to keep that clean. We also need to keep pounding the rock. Our wins have come largely on the back of Kenneth Walker's success. But on this third down, Smith will drop back and throw. It's completed but short of the sticks, and an early 3-and-out for our offense. It's not just about scoring points, it's how we sustain drives, and that has been disappointing so far. As Ray McCloud wearing the number 34 as a receiver is weird, but a nice return for this Falcons offense. They'll have Drake London and Kyle Pitts lined up to Cousins' left side to start the drive. As this throw is a dime to Pitts, Love takes a bad angle, and Pitts with a full head of steam and green grass, he'll go all the way for the touchdown. 64 yards on one play. Tyrell Dodson no match in man coverage, and Julian Love gets spun around for Pitts to walk right in. Big plays have been a killer for our defense in recent games, but hopefully we can create some of our own. And a nice grab there by DK. That's his second catch so far, and we need to keep feeding him. He was a key part of our game plan last week, and our team knows it too due to our team meeting we just had. And a nice run there by Charbonnet up the middle for a 6. Walker taking a breather, so we'll see more of Charbonnet as he cuts up the middle and a first down. There's tons of potential for Charbonnet in our offense, and if he keeps this up, he'll see a lot more carries. Now a screen out to our third-string running back, Kenny McIntosh. He kicks this outside and jets his way forward for one of the biggest plays today. From the 38, Charbonnet stays on the field. He gets it again, cutting back inside, and he's going to make the most of his workload early in this one. We wanted more of a presence on the ground game, and he's got the hot hand to start, as Smith gets dropped in the backfield. Ruko Rororo, the rookie, puts a hold on this drive. Falcons now sending 5. Blitz gets picked up, and the throw over the middle is a strike into the chest of JSN, and a much-needed conversion to put us in a favorable position on third down. As Smith goes deep for Metcalf, he's got him for the touchdown. They did the exact same thing to the Niners, and the Falcons clearly did not watch film. Same play, same result. DK can't be stopped in one-on-one coverage, and we have a tie game. We have finally responded with a big play, but hopefully our defense can keep us in the right trajectory, as this throw across the field is caught by London. Witherspoon gets beat, and now a collision with his own man, and London will break loose out in the open field for an easy walk-in touchdown. It's chaos for our defense here in Atlanta. If you can't handle poor defenses, look away now. Witherspoon gets beat. Woolen attempts an arm tackle, but ends up taking out his own teammate, leading to a disastrous result. My biggest worry about this team is when we're down, we tend to forget to run the ball, and bad things happen. As Smith gets sacked, right on cue by Arnold Ebiketie, huge loss of 10. That sack might have been on Smith for dropping too far back, and now he's retreating even further, leading to an off-target throw, and to top it off, that penalty is on Seattle. Atlanta has wasted no time in the last 2 drives scoring on solo plays, as Bijan Robinson was started off with 6. I guess we can be happy that the first play didn't end up in the end zone, as Cousins will launch left side, and caught by Mooney, who's got a bit of space to run on the outside. Man, there's just gaps all across our secondary today. And Bijan gets another carry, and he'll charge his way forward for another 6. We have to capitalize in these situations to get off the field, and this pass is of course caught yet again. Rondale Moore will help them move the sticks, and now they'll go from the 31, and back to London, who once again puts Witherspoon in a blender. That sideline catch puts him at 87 yards, and both of them made against the second-year corner. Now Cousins zips it his direction again, and London will keep his balance and bring this to the 10. 200 yards for Cousins, and we have plenty of time still in the first half. Now Robinson with the run outside gets another healthy gain, and they're 5 yards away from making this a 2-possession game. Someone's got to make a play soon, and that's caught in the end zone. Originally ruled an incomplete pass, but after the challenge by Atlanta, it was overruled with 2 feet in. Tough break there for the defense, as Koo will make this a 14-point game. Our defense has allowed 3 straight touchdowns, and it looks almost identical to the game against the Niners, but hopefully we can match them with some explosive plays of our own, as Walker gets us off to a great start. Offensive line has done a great job paving the way for both backs so far, as JSN now takes this outside, has space for the first, but a flag is down, and it's coming back. I hyped up the O-line too much, I guess. And now on 2nd and long, this pass is completed to Noah Fant, who is able to hold on, and he'll get about half of it back. Smith and Jigba lined up in the slot on 3rd down. Gino going his direction, and this time he'll pick up the first down. Huge conversion there, and with the way I kick, I'm not sure we would have made the field goal from that distance. As Smith, being flushed right, throws this away, and another flag on the field. This hold will be against Connor Williams, who's had so many this season. Going with a pistol look on 1st and 20. Going back to the ground to Walker, and he could have ripped that for a longer run, but a good tackle there made by D. Alford. And now this pass is caught by Fant, who runs past Jesse Bates, takes a shot below the knees, and still manages to pick it up. Offense remains composed even with the setbacks on holding calls, as Smith avoids the rush. And now he's going to take off with space, gets a block, and has enough for the first down. Not part of his game, but he found a way to extend that play. Now with both backs on this play, it's going to Walker, and he's got the touchdown. Adversity in this drive doesn't faze them as Seattle cuts it back to a touchdown game. That would conclude the end of the first half. This game could have gotten out of hand early. We allowed too many big plays, and with the athletes that we have in the secondary, I'm pretty disappointed in how they've performed honestly for the majority of the season. Offensive line has continued to be a challenge for us and nearly costed us from scoring that last touchdown. If these things get cleaned up, it'll give us a chance, but we do have a good one here, and I'm excited to see how this will finish out. And we'll jump into the 2nd down with Seattle starting with the football. They open up with a screen pass to Metcalf. Excellent blocking up front, and he'll propel his way forward for a first down. Game plan is still focused on how to get him the ball more, and if he keeps this up, that should be no problem. As Walker will cut this inside, and a huge run going right up the middle. Kenneth Walker with one of the most impressive carries of the year, and now Charbonnet will give him a well-earned break as he gets the carry, and his big day continues. Right up the gut and well in striking distance on this drive. So let's have them both on third down. Zach Charbonnet gets the carry, gets a block from Walker. There's another. Charbonnet running like a madman, nearly gets into the end zone. And we'll see how they operate on first and goal. They go with a screen to lock it, but this time the Falcons were all over it. But what do they call here? Same play, back to Metcalf, and he'll walk right in for the touchdown. Huge credit to Noah Fant staying on his block. And just like that, we now have a tie game. Now it's all about preventing the big plays. As Cousins gets backed up, and Bijan Robinson will outrun both of our linebackers on that route. And that'll be a position we'll heavily evaluate as we think about the trade deadline. As Cousins will work out of play action, firing deep right side, and he's got him. Witherspoon gets burned again, and Drake London is having his breakout game against us today. Our secondary continues to give up these massive plays, and it's capped off with another touchdown. Pitts has his second, and Atlanta wipes away that tie game just like that. We are not built for this back and forth type of game, and even though we're down by one score, our guys haven't shown that they can hang in these types of situations. And after this game, this roster could go through some major changes if adjustments aren't made, as Geno is unable to connect, and that'll force a punt for Michael Dixon. He'll hammer this deep into Falcons territory, and Ray McCloud's busy day continues, and he'll get them started at the 24-yard line. Defense has been gashed by explosive plays throughout the game, and now they're quickly back on the field, needing to tighten things up to keep us in it. As McCloud will get some action outside of special teams, and it's a critical third down. Kirk Cousins has been spectacular today, as he finds a man over the middle, but a good last-second effort by Isaiah Rodgers to jar it loose. And Seattle will get it back, hoping to stretch the field, as Geno goes for Walker, and they can't even get on the same page on a flat route. Things clearly spiraling on offense, and Geno may also be playing for his starting job going forward, as he gets dropped in the backfield again. That's Zach Harrison leading to another punt to start the fourth quarter, as Dixon's punt is botched, and this extremely short kick will have them start in excellent field position. Major mistake there by the special teams, as the Falcons look to expand their lead. As this pass over the middle is caught by London, and he'll add a couple of more yards to his already incredible day, needing the 26 to keep this drive alive. And Jenkins gets beat again by Pitts, as that catch will move the sticks. All of their big-time playmakers have done their part today, and they're just a few plays away from giving themselves more breathing room, as Rondale Moore has this for another 5. Drake London line up in the slot on second down. Cousins goes left side, and that almost went the other way. We really needed that, but Tyrell Dotson was unable to hold on. And now this third down pass is broken up. Tyrell Dotson makes another great play, that time against London, and the Falcons will try to pad the score with Koo, and this kick is good. 10-point game as the fourth quarter continues to wind down. Seattle really needs to make something happen quick, as Smith will roll out using his legs. He's got space and will pick up another first again. A little over 7 minutes to play. This drive needs to end with points to give them a chance, as Walker will pick up a couple. I've been pretty happy with the running game aside from some unfortunate holding calls. As this pass is connected with Fant, he'll turn upfield and pick up a new fresh set of downs. This is one of the few formidable drives in the second half, but it won't mean anything unless we get points, as Charbonnet gets it on the screen, gets a nice block from Williams, and he'll power his way forward and just shy of the marker. On second down, they go with a pistol look. Geno steps left, throwing for Metcalf, and the route gets jumped. This is intercepted by D. Alford, trying to accelerate past Walker, but he's chased down to prevent the pick six. Another mistake, And another interception for Geno Smith on the year, as Atlanta has put themselves in a comfortable driver's seat, looking to finish this off in convincing fashion. Cousins now going from empty, has all the time to throw, and will eventually find his man. Drake London now over $150. They'll obviously take their sweet time, as Robinson will pick up the first down. And to no one's surprise, we couldn't stop that either. Now Cousins with all the time in the world, throws and finds Pitts, who beats the rookie Tyrese Knight. He'll take this all the way to the 12, and the writing is on the wall on this one unless a big play happens here. And a big play does happen, but in favor of the Falcons, as Rondale Moore finds the end zone and makes this a 17-point game. Our offense had a promising first half, but it's a lot of the same storyline to the season so far. It's been the offensive line struggling to prevent pressure and flag for holding calls, and Geno Smith adding on to his interception count. It has been a struggling offense even though the last few games we were able to put points up consistently. Some changes will definitely be made as we approach the trade deadline in the next episode, as that's also airmailed, and they turn it over on 4th down. And that will wrap it up here in Atlanta. Our offense will probably have new faces next episode after this one. And we were absolutely destroyed in the secondary today, allowing way too many explosive plays. Changes have to be made as we look towards the future. We did bring in Sam Howell for the last drive when the game was out of hand. And that was an impressive throw that might lead us to go with the 23-year-old. Geno did have a good game statistically, but his turnover rate might force our hand to go towards a different direction. Both Walker and Charbonnet had a combined 22 carries, which is a different story from the Niners game, and I felt like they did well, especially the way Charbonnet made plays out there today. DK did surpass his expectations of 8 catches and made the most of it with 2 scores, and the rest of the group contributed as well, as it continues to be distributed evenly. Tyrell Dotson had another good game, just wish he held on to the interception, but he's been great so far. Not a whole bunch of TFLs from our guys in this one, probably because of how quick the ball came out, but we also struggled to get any pressure with just 1 sack for Murphy. But we're now 2-5 7 weeks in, and this is not what I expected for our first year. I thought we had the potential to at least compete for a wildcard spot, and then after the first year things could have gotten more challenging, but the challenge has come early in this series, which makes it more fun to see how this will all unfold. We're going to have some tough decisions to make, and it'll be as soon as the next episode. I imagine there will be many changes that will occur with this roster, and even though the deadline is in week 9, I'm going to make these decisions before we face the Bills. I doubt we'll have more success against them the way we've been playing so far, so it's best to rip off the band-aid quickly and just see on the front end of things what we actually have with this roster. And we have some more drama, as this team is holding a players-only meeting. Is that so? Of course this will be addressed, and Geno Smith has the audacity to ask how I knew about it. Well, guess what, Geno? It doesn't matter. What does matter is who's leading the players-only meeting, and I did some homework to find out who our team player is, and that would be Charles Cross. And that ultimately would be a successful meeting that he led, and his impact on the offensive line was good, but they'll play better for the next 3 games. That's a relief because they need to be better for sure going forward. But the coaches also have their own meeting as well, and guess what? I've decided that Sam Howell will be named our starter for the remainder of the season. If the team is getting out of control, changes need to be made to let them know who's actually in control. One last note that I'd like to highlight. I do like playing defense in a more simulated style, which is why you see my player used is usually a defensive lineman. But I do find that it could take a player out if I control that position. So I'll switch it up to safety at times and just play the deep role so that guys up front can make more of an impact without me getting in the way. Speaking of defensive lines, I'm glad Boye Mafe is back and healthy for the next episode, and we have a lot in store. We have the trade deadline, Josh Allen, new quarterback taking over. It's going to be a wild episode and probably a 2-game episode as well, so don't miss out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to help the channel grow so I can continue to deliver more fun Seattle Seahawks franchise to people who don't know about it just yet. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe Until next time, I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.